the stuff dreams are made of!
Speaking Football.
Hello and welcome to Speaking Football. My name's Tommy Hay and I'm joined here in Madrid by my colleague Rubén Palomero for episode number 99 of this series. Thank you to everyone out there joining Rubén and I in the studio for the next hour and listening to us from wherever you are in the world. If you're listening to us on the radio, welcome, and remember that if you enjoyed listening to Richard Vaughan live over the last hour, you can hear more from Richard on his show La Hora Extra, which is on directly after us, so stick around for that. Now, we do have lots of interesting things to talk about today. In a few minutes, we'll be looking back at how Xavi's Barcelona achieved a historic victory at the Santiago Bernabeu on Sunday night. Madridistas, I know it's maybe not a good memory for you, but stick around. You'll learn a lot of good English vocabulary from this episode because it was a very interesting game, wasn't it? Very interesting. In the second half of the show, we will be challenging each other, as always, to see if we can guess some very complicated football expressions in our section Juego de Palabras, play on words. And we'll end the show, as always, with our weekly press review, where we'll discuss, among other things, of course, the classical result, but we'll also be talking about the expression dar calabazas.
Dar calabazas.
Dar calabazas. To give pumpkins.
Give pumpkins.
And we'll be trying to translate dar calabazas into English. And we'll also be asking ourselves if we view injuries or if we look at injuries differently in our respective countries, because I have a few interesting thoughts on that.
Yeah,
I think. Well, I won't say anything just now. I'm gonna give my opinion later on in the show. So lots to look forward to. First, though, let's begin the programme as always by revealing the identity of last week's mystery player.
Mystery player.
Okay, Rubén, you can kick us off with clue number one.
Clue number one. This player is possibly the best player in the history of his country.
Well done, exactly. Now remember, we say the history of his country, as Rubén just said, because if you say the story, that's more like anécdota or cuento.
Sí, un cuento.
Yeah, like a fairy story or a fairy tale.
To the kids, you are going to tell him a story about something.
Exactly.
And you are going to give them a history of whatever you're going to talk about the past. No?
The history of Spain or the history of Scotland. Yeah, exactly. So this player is possibly, in Ruben's opinion, probably.
Probably. What's your opinion about it?
I never saw John Charles play, who was, they say he was the top player from this country. The country's Wales,
yeah,
by the way, just so you know.
Or Bale?
Or Bale is now up there as well. I think Bale is up there. John Charles, Bale, and this player are the three most famous, I think, players from Wales. Welsh players.
Welsh.
But I think, probably statistically, I think it's this guy. Anyway, clue number two. He's a one-club man. Now remember, a one-club man is...
Bueno, ya se usa en español.
Es un one-club man.
Sí.
And Athletic Bilbao have the award, and I think it's called El Premio One Club Man.
Mm-hmm.
They don't call it Hombre de...
Sí, hombre de un solo club.
De un solo club,
Hombre
yeah.
de un solo club.
That's it. So a player who's only played for one team is a one-club man, like Maldini is a good example of a one-club man. Billy McNeil for Celtic, I think he won the award maybe 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. I think he won it, the Celtic captain, when they won the European Cup. He was given the one-club man award. Puyol is a one-club man. Mm-hmm. This guy as well was a one-club man. Clue number three, Rubén.
He holds the record for the most assists in the Premier League history.
Very good. So the most assists, asistencias, the most assists. He holds the record, tiene el récord. He holds the record, or he has the record, for the most assists in Premier League history. So again, incredible career. Another amazing statistic about this guy, his playing career lasted 24 years.
Oh my God.
That's almost as long as your career in what you do. How long have you been editor de contenidos?
For 16 years.
This guy played for 24 years.
He's been playing football more than me.
Does it feel like 16 years that you've been working in this position? Probably. 24 years this guy played as a professional and at the top level as well. Absolutely incredible. And clue number five, I think this is your...
Yeah,
this is your
he
clue.
won 13 Premier League titles.
Yeah, 13 Premier League titles.
13.
Absolutely incredible. Yeah, he won 13 Premier League titles, which I think is possibly the record. I don't know, maybe if Paul Scholes perhaps has the same number as this guy, but I'm not really sure. In any case, Who was our mystery player?
Our mystery player was Ryan Giggs.
Very good. Have we got a little photo of Ryan Giggs there? I think we have a
Of
photo.
course, we are going to watch the Ryan Giggs photo.
That's it. Ryan Giggs with...
Pointing at Cristiano Ronaldo.
Ronaldo doesn't look too... he looks like he's happy there, but it looks like Giggs is echándole una bronca.
Sí,
looks like he's telling him off. If you're looking at our Twitch stream, it looks like he's telling him off.
Yeah, telling him off.
That's it. Comment from Jose Ramon. Letter to Mr. Rubén Palomero. Finding out this week's mystery player name would have been tremendously difficult had it not been for the fifth clue. So the fifth clue says, he says, is the biggest one, that he won 13 Premier League titles. The first clues didn't take me anywhere at all, and I was about to abandon searching. They're very good. Estuve a punto de abandonar. I was about to give up searching. But the fifth clue was the biggest one. You surely meant Ryan Joseph Giggs from Manchester United, a real Red Devils legend. Yeah, we say the Diablos...
Los Diablos Rojos.
Which is interesting as well, that's also the nickname of the Belgian national team. Les Diables Rouges is what they're called in French. The Diablos Rojos, the Red Devils. But Manchester United are the Red Devils in England. By the way, Giggs made his thousandth... Oh, God, that's a difficult word to pronounce. Thousandth appearance in a 2-1 home loss to Real Madrid in the UEFA Champions League back in the year 2013. There you go. So he made he played his 1000th game against Real Madrid, and his record has not been beaten yet by anybody. Have a nice day, Rubén and Tommy. Jose Ramon.
Oh, thank you, Jose Ramon.
Thank you very much. He educates us as well with statistics as well. Fantastic. Yeah. Did we have any other winners?
Yeah, of course. For example, CBP. CBP está que se sale. Dice Ryan Joseph Wilson Giggs. Jordi Nordic también. Va a poner los corazones, emoticono con corazones. Ryan Giggs. Bruno Martín también acertó. Daniel Martín Castillo, un clásico de la sección. Mauro dice, Paul Scholes. No, Mauro, no era Paul Scholes, era Ryan Giggs, como dijo también Javi Sanz, for sure, Javier Montero y Noé ER, que dijo Ryan Gibbs.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting that a lot of people, there are so many parallels, so many similarities with Paul Scholes. If you look at his career in
because
terms of
they've
his
been playing
record.
a lot and they're in the same generation.
Yeah, they were in the same, how do you say cantera? Do you know? They were in the same.
Yes, I know. It is...
Juventud.
Youth team.
Youth team.
Youth.
Right?
No, youth, no.
Not
youth. Youth.
Exactly.
Youth.
The same youth team, that's
Youth
the
team.
cantera. A canterano is a youth player. That's what we say, a youth player. So he was a youth player, and they were in the same youth team along with Gary Neville.
But you can say academy player?
Academy player, you could say it as well, yeah. He came from the academy, he came from the youth team. Sometimes you say the youth set up as well. SETUP. Set up. And set up can also be like an organisation. So the setup at Real Madrid is very organised. The setup at your company, whatever, means the organisation. So the youth setup, the youth team, the youth academy, I think that's all I can... The youth system, sometimes to say as well. The youth system. Lots of ways to say cantera. So they were from the same youth system, the same youth team, and I think it was Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes, Gary Neville, Phil Neville, Nicky Butt, if you remember him, played for them as well. An amazing
team.
youth team. And Scholes and Giggs had the longest record, I think. Very, very good. Okay, now on to the next section of today's programme, which is, of course, our football cliché of the day.
They started in the front foot.
You know what the races? Cliché of the day.
I really love this section because it's. I just love cliches. I love things that people say, and I love it so much that I've decided to include my own cliché.
Te has puesto a ti mismo. Te has autonombrado.
I've named myself.
Name yourself.
Yeah, it's a self-named cliche. So last week we were in Catalonia, and this week we've decided to go even closer to home. So close to home, in fact, that we're actually in my living room in Madrid. I tweeted on Sunday night when I was watching this game. I translated a tweet by Mr. Chip. You know Mr. Chip?
Yeah, I know.
He's an amazing. He's Spanish. I think he's from Madrid.
Yes.
But he always writes tweets about like statistics in football and things like that. And he was tweeting the other day. Ha levantado el pie del acelerador el Barça con un 0-4 en el Bernabéu. And I thought, oh, levantar el pie del acelerador. What a wonderful cliche that could be in English. So those of you that are looking on Twitch can already say it. How do we say that? Levantar? How do we say it in English? To take?
To take off.
Yeah,
To take off, como cambiarse de ropa.
that's it. To take off, yeah. To
To
take.
take your foot off the gas.
Interesting. The gas.
The
Now,
gas.
people might be thinking, well, is acelerador not accelerator? It is accelerator. But in America, a lot of the time they say to take your, they say the gas pedal, the gas pedal in your car. You have the clutch, the embrague. How do you say the next one?
The brake.
The brake. Very good. And then you have the gas.
The gas.
Or the accelerator.
Or the accelerator.
Yeah. When I was learning to drive, it was CBA. CBA. That's the way to remember. Clutch, brake, accelerator. But I think in America they would say CBG. Clutch, brake, gas. But if you take your foot off the gas, it's something that we say in Europe as well, to take your foot off the gas. What does it mean exactly to take your foot off the gas? What's Mr. Chip talking about here?
Well, when you are doing something, when you think it's ready, or when you think you need to do more, you less the intensity.
Yeah, you reduce.
You reduce the intensity.
Exactly, you reduce the intensity, you drop the intensity. Yeah, you take your foot off the gas is what we say. I've also heard people using another car expression to talk about this, and you can say to play with the handbrake. Now, what's the handbrake?
Sí, jugar con el pie pisando el freno, ¿no?
No, interesting.
No, con el freno de mano echado.
Freno de mano. That's it. So the handbrake in your car is the freno de mano. That's what you say. So to play with the handbrake, Arsene Wenger used to say that a lot. I remember Arsene Wenger in the interviews, he used to say, we were playing with the handbrake in the first 20 minutes. It means we weren't going full. We weren't going like a tope, you know?
A tope.
We weren't going full. We were playing with the handbrake. But in this case, it's the opposite way around. Barcelona started very well. They were winning 4-0. And here's my question to you, Rubén. Do you think Barcelona took their foot off the gas in this game?
Well, I think the takeoff that they did, the changes that they did,
the substitutions.
the substitutions, I think they have less level, in fact. And they are tired because, remember, they've been playing against Galatasaray 2 days ago.
True, yeah.
And maybe they are tired. Obviously, I think they will like to score the fifth one.
Well, because there's a tradition in Spain with the manita, no, the hand.
Yeah, a tradition in Spain in order to try to score 5 because it's like a circle.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a perfect number.
A perfect number.
Yeah, it's like a perfect number.
But they were tired.
I could see Piqué was really wanting to score the 5th goal. He was attacking even when they were 4-0 up. I could see him running towards the box and things like that.
Yeah.
The commentators I was watching it in English. I was watching La Liga television, but with the English commentators. And one of the commentators is, I think it was Andrea Orlandi.
Yeah.
He used to play for Blackpool and Swansea. Speaks really good English. And Carranca was the other.
Middlesbrough.
Yeah, exactly.
Gaffer.
Yeah, amazing. Amazing 2 commentators to have. But they were saying that they thought the correct substitution was Dembele. Maybe Dembele. Xabi should have taken Dembele off. He should have substituted Dembele and then put on Traoré, for example. But he didn't do that. He made different changes, and that was perhaps what made Barca take their foot off the gas a little bit.
And even Memphis.
Memphis as well, yeah.
Memphis is not in the best moment. And Aubameyang was a nightmare for the Real Madrid defense.
Total nightmare for him. I was talking to my friend in Glasgow after that, and he said, "Oh my God, I didn't know that Aubameyang had that energy left in his system." You know, because at Arsenal, it's true it didn't end very well, but I think that was more related to his behaviour, su comportamiento. It was more related to his behaviour than his ability, because he's an incredibly talented player, Aubameyang. So, yeah, very bad news for Real Madrid. We're going to look back at that game and discuss it in a little bit more depth, because there are some interesting talking points. I don't know how you would say talking points.
Talking points?
Temas, sort of like temas que han surgido del partido, relacionados con el partido. Talking points, we would say. There are some very interesting talking points about that game. However, it's now once again that time of week where Rubén and I test each other. This is the most competitive part of the week. This is the most competitive part of my life, actually. I'm not a very competitive person, and I don't really get involved in competitions too much, but I am very competitive about this little game that we have. It's where Rubén and I test each other's skill as language learners. with a little game that we like to call Juego de Palabras, play on words. Nacho, can you put on the little bit of music for us there, please?
Play on words.
Reigning champion, Rubén, I think you've been hammering me in this. Hammering. There's un baño. It's been a hammering.
I am thumping you.
That's a very Scottish expression, yeah. That's it, yeah, thumping, yeah, I'm absolutely thumping you. Yeah, really, really incredible. Now, if you... I feel bad about this because I was very optimistic before this game started that I was going to be the champion. But remember, Rubén does have a book about English football expressions.
Yeah, from time to time you use sentences I know or expression I've heard, but there are a lot of them I don't know anything about it.
Ha hecho sus deberes. He's done his homework. Whereas I'm an apprentice. Do you say aprendiz?
Aprendiz.
Aprendiz. I'm an apprentice.
Wow,
I'm an apprentice.
You know a lot. Even everybody know they say that how can you speak Spanish as well as you do? And then really she's not from Scotland.
It's a very nice thing. I think people are confused because they see my face and they know I'm not Spanish. It's very obvious. Mi cara me delata. My face betrays me. My face betrays me. But it's true. I think I do well at Spanish, but sometimes with these expressions I'm a little bit lost. But listen, that's how you learn. That's how you learn. Okay, Rubén, would you like to start or you can decide?
I'm going to start.
Okay.
Where do you prefer to go? Because I have two beautiful trips. One from Argentina and the other one from Spain.
I see an Argentinian flag there.
Argentina.
Yeah,
here.
let's start with Argentina.
It's here. You can see there. Okay.
That's it.
We are going to start with an Argentinian word. That is a verb.
Okay.
A verb. And the verb is... chumbar.
Chumbar.
¿Qué es chumbar?
Chumbar. Chumbar. I'm struggling there. Chumbar. I'm going to have to go straight for an example. It sounds like it's quite a funny sounding word to me.
Yeah, chumbar.
Sounds quite funny, but I don't know. A lot of Latin American, South American words are very musical. I think it's the same as like Galician words here. There's a certain music to these words. So I don't know if chumbar is positive, negative.
Well, it's not positive, it's not negative. For example, I'm going to tell you a sentence very common among kids.
Among kids?
No vale chumbar.
No vale
I'm
chumbar.
going to use my Argentine accent.
Apologies.
No vale chumbar.
Apologies to all of our Argentinian
Yeah, sorry.
listeners.
I'm learning it.
Okay, no vale
chumbar.
No vale chumbar. So it's not worth chumbaring.
No vale chumbar, en ese caso, pues se convierte, es un verbo.
It's not worth doing this. And you can't tell, and it's not positive nor is it negative.
No, a ver, saber chumbar es positivo.
It's positive.
Sí.
Okay.
Es positivo. Positivo.
Is it, and it's a thing that you do in the game? Is it related to a footballing action?
Yeah,
or is it?
It's a very, very, very common situation in football.
Nacho, any idea what this is? He's shaking his head. He's got absolutely no
Nacho está
idea.
llamando a su familia argentina ahora mismo por teléfono.
Do you have family in Argentina? No, he doesn't. I was hoping that you can maybe get in contact with him to help me, but no, absolutely no hope. I have a few people that I know that are Argentinian, but they're not going to help me now. They're not going to help me now. They're too far away. They've abandoned me. I have a friend, Jamie, who he plays football with me, and he spent, I think, a year or two in Buenos Aires, and his football Argentinian knowledge is great. I should get him on one day to...
Vamos a tener que hacer como en el programa de saber, en el programa de Quieres ser millonario, que te permitan hacer una llamada.
Phone a friend.
For a friend.
Phone a friend.
I am going to ask him.
Jamie would be my first option, 100%. Chumbar, so I don't really know. I think it's obviously something to do... Is it something to do with attacking?
Yes.
Okay.
It's an attacking situation.
Attacking situation. Chumbar. It's not worth... Now, what an attacking thing that could not be worth doing? Was it maybe like... Could it maybe be like shooting? Would it be to shoot? It's not worth shooting.
And the answer. That's just the final answer?
The fact that you're saying that makes me think that no.
But you think piensa que la frase que dicen los niños es no vale chumbar.
No vale chumbar.
Es decir, ¿cómo no vas a tirar a la puerta?
You're talking about a person.
No vale chumbar is something between kids when they are going to start a match between them. Hey, we are going to play, but no vale chumbar.
No vale chumbar.
And they are going to play football in a stadium or whatever.
Yeah.
In a
Or in a park.
pitch,
or
yeah,
in
in a
a
pitch.
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 No vale chumbar.
And they say, no vale chumbar. In Spanish, we say the same thing with another word, obviously, but I said, for example.
Okay, no vale chumbar. That's really, really difficult. So it's not shoot. It's 100% not shoot.
Can I give you the
Give me another
sentence?
clue.
I'm going to do it, but you're going to make it. But the
Okay.
word is, nosotros decíamos, no vale trayón. Nacho ya lo sabe, se le ha denominado la cara.
Trayón. Well, trayazo is like a hard shot, no? To shoot from distance? To shoot from a far distance?
This
away?
is the answer.
Yeah, let's go
This
for
is
it.
the
Yeah.
answer. La traducción de chumbar sería exactamente en el fútbol patear la pelota con excesiva violencia.
Yeah, to shoot from distance, to shoot very hard. I get a point for that. Yes. Yes.
It was a gift.
It was a gift because I know the word trayazo, which is like it's usually a goal, no?
Sí,
Like,
sí, un trayazo es un gol muy fuerte.
like
Pues
from distance.
En España decíamos, no vale trayón, los argentinos
Trayón.
no vale chumbar, que es pegarle muy fuerte.
What would we say in English? We would say to shoot hard, to shoot from distance, to batter the ball. You could say to batter the ball. Yeah, to batter the ball. Like, or he battered it there, or you can say to hammer the ball as well. In fact, there was a player who played for Rangers, and he was a German player, George Alberts. He played for Rangers in Hamburg, and his nickname was El Martillo, the hammer.
The hammer.
Because he used to hit trayazos. He used to hit, I don't know what the sustantivo, what would the noun of chumbar be?
I don't know, you can say chumbazo.
Chumbazo.
Or something like that.
Chumbazo.
Chumbazo.
I don't know. But yeah, to hammer the ball.
To hammer the ball.
That is fantastic. Oh, that was great. That was great. Okay, now,
Well,
do we have time? Yeah, we have a little bit of time before the break. I think we've got about 3 minutes. I'm going to give you one of these. Now, they're both British.
okay.
So you don't really have a choice. Let's go with a maritime
Whatever
one.
you say.
We're gonna
Okay,
go for
and the word is to be all at sea.
To be all at sea. Now, that's not sea in the sense of ver. It's sea in the sense of
the letter A is el mar.
mar.
O sea,
Exactly.
ver, o sea, es estar con todo en el mar.
Estar
Todo,
todo
mar.
en el mar, more or
To
less.
be all at sea.
To be all at sea.
Todo es agua. ¿no?
Oof.
Is it something like that? You're in the middle of a boat and around you is all sea.
You could say to be at sea is when you're on a boat.
When you're on a boat?
When you're on a boat, you're at sea.
So you are on a boat? Okay. I'm going to need a sentence
Yeah,
of
you are.
that because
You know why it's so difficult is because we have a verb to be, which is like the most common verb in English. We have all, which can mean a million things. We have a preposition at, and we know in English that prepositions are very complicated and don't make sense. And then see, okay, that's the only clue that we have. La única pista que tenemos.
Sí.
To be all at sea. To be all at sea. Okay, you could say, for example, the keeper was all at sea. The keeper was all at sea. The goalkeeper was all at
el
sea.
portero estaba alrededor del agua. Can you tell me a moment in the history of the football in which we can find a goalkeeper to be all at the sea?
I think if I tell you, I've got a really good example. And I think if I tell you, you'll get it. The Recopa, the Cup Winners' Cup final, Zaragoza against Arsenal.
Against Seaman.
Seaman.
And when
That's a very good way to
the
remember
team
it.
scored a goal from the middle of the pitch.
Seaman was all at sea. Seaman was all at sea. It's a very good way to remember
it's like a confused. Aturdido.
You're on the right track.
Es algo que está como out of the situation, ¿no?
What's Seaman doing in that goal? Where is he?
Was trying to save it
Yeah.
and walk back and try to touch, but was impossible. Estaba confundido.
Estaba confundido.
He was confused.
Estaba perdido.
He was lost, yes.
He was lost. Modric.
Yes, something like a person who is in a boat and all the sea is around, you're lost.
Exactly.
You're
You're all at sea.
you're lost.
You're not even close to land.
Okay, so sorry is lost.
Okay, I'm gonna give him. I'm gonna tell him if it's the correct answer after a break. Stick around 5 minutes. I
No,
think
it's
Ruben
okay.
is. I think Ruben's on the right
It's
track. 5 minutes. We're gonna go to a quick break, and we'll see you again soon. Okay. Welcome back to Speaking Football. We've just had our little break there, and we were discussing.
Yeah, we were discussing about to be all at sea.
This
And
is-
Tommy told me that David Seaman did that. So I thought, wow, this is a tricky word.
A tricky word, sí, una palabra complicada.
A tricky word. So David Seaman used to be all at sea.
Yeah, very often he was all at sea
Yeah.
in certain games. I could give you some examples. The Zaragoza game.
Yeah,
in the-
against Ronaldinho.
against Ronaldinho as well in the cup, the World Cup. Yeah, he was all at sea. There was another game against Macedonia. What was now it's North Macedonia, but at the time it was just Macedonia.
Yeah.
There was a gol olímpico, a goal directly from a corner, and Seaman was all at sea for that. So you reckon, you believe that you know what this expression
Yeah, I
is?
think it's something like to be lost, to be confused, to be in a situation, no?
Give this man a point,
My point.
Nacho.
I want that point. I want that point. Hey, my point.
Congratulations, Rubén. Yeah,
Yeah, thank
absolutely
you,
perfect. To be all at sea just means to be lost. Is this the image is that you are surrounded? You can't ni se ve la tierra. You can't even see the
Esta
land.
expresión no la pusieron por David Seaman, ¿no?
What's that? Sorry.
No pusieron esta expresión por ser David Seaman.
It's an old
O sea,
expression.
there's a metaphor. You are in a boat and all at sea around you, so you are lost.
You're lost. You're completely.
When you see that, you know you're lost.
That's it. It's just a coincidence, una casualidad. A coincidence that David Seaman was called David Seaman. Yeah. Well, Seaman basically means like marinero, like
Sí, Seaman es marinero.
yeah, somebody that like a sailor is another
Yeah.
word. Very good.
Okay.
Okay.
Now my turn. We are going to discover a Spanish word now. I think it's easy for you, Tommy.
Okay.
I think
we'll
it's easy,
see.
but we are going to try. And the word is filigrana.
Filigrana.
Sí, filigrana. I am going to give you a verb.
Okay.
Verbo hacer.
Hacer
Hacer una filigrana.
una filigrana. So it's an action.
It's an action.
It's an action. I'm trying to think. Is it something that all players do, or only specific players?
Specific players.
Specific players. Can we do the thing where I name some players and
See,
you?
I love that game.
Yeah.
We are going to tell me some players, and I am going to tell you it is very common to use that expression, that word,
Yeah.
or not.
Okay. Now, do you want me to name a player, or would you like me to name a position? What do you think would be more useful?
No,
for me?
I think it's funny if you tell me name of players.
Okay, name of a
But
player.
try to find different kind of them.
I know the last time I made a really bad mistake, I think I named 3 defenders, and that was the most stupid thing I could have done. So I'm going to try and mix it up a little bit. Let's go for Ronaldo Nazario.
Ronaldo Nazario, she can do filigranas, and
He can do
they
filigrana.
did.
Yeah,
in the-
so he did filigranas.
Yes, he did filigranas.
Okay, interesting. He did
I
filigranas.
can give you a percent.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a percent of 20%. The 80% we were focused on other things, but 20%.
Okay, 20%. Okay, so he was an attacking player, so I imagine it's something that attacking players do more than defensive players, perhaps.
Yes, it used to be.
Okay.
But for example, Sergio Ramos, I can give you 20%.
Okay,
For
20%
example.
as well. Okay. So that's okay. Gerard Piqué.
Gerard Piqué, no,
Not at all.
not at all. Not at all. Not
Interesting.
at all.
Interesting.
From
Okay.
time to time, well, that's not as common.
Okay. Okay. And what about Modric?
Modric, not too much.
Not too much.
Not too
Okay.
much.
Interesting. So I don't know if you're gonna. It's interesting that Ramos does this and
Yeah.
Piqué doesn't do it, and Ronaldo does.
Yeah, Ronaldo Nazario, yes,
Yeah, Ronaldo Nazario, not Cristiano Ronaldo.
exactly.
Nazario. Okay, and it's something. It's an attacking related.
Yes,
thing.
it's an attacking action.
This is interesting. Can I get one more guess at a player?
Yeah, you can say more.
Okay.
You want.
Okay. What about What about what? I'm trying to think of a good striker that did a lot of things. What about like Dennis Bergkamp, for example.
Dennis Bergkamp, not too much. From time to time, you can do one, but not common. I'm going to tell you names of players.
Okay.
In my opinion, the player who did more filigranas right now could be Neymar.
The player who did most or who does most, remember the superlative, the player who does most filigranas is Neymar. Okay.
Vamos a pedirle a Nacho un ejemplo de jugador que haga filigranas.
Okay. So Nacho's thinking about
Nacho.
a player. Yeah. A player that does filigranas.
I was thinking as well about Neymar. Maybe, I don't know.
Would Maradona be somebody that does filigranas?
Well,
Sí,
yeah.
sí.
Mm-hmm.
Pero
Ronaldinho, for example.
Ronaldinho, for example. It's more common to find Brazilian players doing filigranas than Argentinian players.
Right, okay.
In my opinion, the Argentinian players don't do filigranas as much as them.
So it's a type of it's a trick of some description, no? It's a type of trick. Yeah, this is coming back to me. It's a type of trick that people do. It's like a flick, no? The type of flick. And I think it fits into this encaja. It fits in with this idea of the samba football, no?
Exactly, yes.
The samba football.
Yes.
So it's some kind of trick, and I'm trying to think of the kind of tricks that Neymar does. Well, it's not the rainbow flick, which is a sombrero. That's when you put it over somebody's head. It's not that. What else do these players do? It's not a step over, because that's a bicicleta.
No es una bicicleta.
So it's not a step over. It's not the elástico, or you say the elástico, which is a flip flap.
Tampoco es específicamente el elástico.
No, that's it. So it's some kind of trick. Oh man. And Sergio Ramos does this.
Yeah, from time to time, yeah. 30%, 20%.
You've absolutely got me there. I can't think of any trick that Ramos does. Ramos for me isn't a samba Brazilian player.
But
Nacho,
you don't need to dance samba in order to do it.
Okay.
It depends on how we are going to focus on your football. The objective when you're playing football is to arrive from the point A to the point B. And if you want to arrive there, you can find different ways of doing it.
Okay. God, this man sounds like Platon or something, like a philosopher. He sounds like Plato.
This morning, I wake up.
Okay, so Ronaldinho,
Ronaldo
Nazario, Neymar. Okay, is it some kind of dribble, like a type of regate? Some type of dribble?
No, it's not a kind of dribble. Una filigrana es cualquier cosa orientada a darle belleza a lo que haces, sin importante mucho que sea efectiva.
I know exactly how to say this in English.
And you have a word in English for this one, because una filigrana, I'm going to tell you that in English is filigree, and is una técnica orfebre utilizada en la joyería artesanal que consiste en rellenar con finísimos hilos de metal, generalmente gold o silver, formas huecas, figuras previamente elaboradas por el artesano que conforman complejas piezas de joyería formando un dibujo semejante a un encaje.
So it's to add beauty to something which is already beautiful.
Exactly.
Okay. Do you know how to say that in English? I think you've probably...
Filigree.
Yeah, but we wouldn't use it in football. So
what do you say that in football?
It's unbelievably, it's similar to this. It's another maritime expression which we would say to showboat. To showboat. To showboat.
To show boats.
To showboat is like to show, like espectáculo.
Sí,
or
to show.
To show. And boat, again, like barco. I don't know where that comes from, but to showboat is like to sort of do tricks, do something beautiful to add beauty to what you're doing. Normally you do it when you're winning. Do it when you're winning. You could say that, they've started to showboat now. Cristiano Ronaldo is very famous for doing this in a game. It was against Arsenal, I think. And I think Manchester United were winning like 8-2 or something. They were really, really doing very well.
Yeah.
Ronaldo started to showboat. He started to do little tricks and all that kind of stuff. And I don't like it. I'm against it. I think in Scotland, if you try to showboat, they kill you.
He's the same. That's one of the problems as Neymar, is that when you are doing filigranas,
that's
maybe
when you're
from time to
showboating.
time they receive tackles.
That's it. Yeah, showboating. Yeah, if you try to showboat too much in the Scottish League, they'll try to kill you basically. So yeah, don't do that. In Spain, maybe you can do it. I'm gonna have to get a for that for me. There we go. You can't win them all.
Well,
you can't win them all. That's it. Chance to win.
Chance to
now.
win.
Rubén.
Well, it's the turn. What is your word now?
My word now? I've forgotten. Oh, yeah.
Death rubber. Rubber?
What's a rubber?
Rubber es una goma. ¿No?
Una goma, yeah.
And death es muerta. ¿Goma muerta?
Goma muerta. Es una
Goma quemada en Fórmula 1 es como que ya
burn rubber, ¿no?
Sí, es como burn rubber. ¿no?
But that's to do with the neumáticos. That's
Sí,
to do with the
neumático.
tires.
Estamos hablando de goma muerta.
Okay.
Goma muerta.
Goma muerta.
Ok, goma muerta. Algo que... La goma muerta... Death rubber. Well, give me a sentence.
Okay, dead rubber. Okay, in the Champions League group stage, there are dead rubbers. Sometimes.
En la Liga de Campeones... Did you say? Last,
not... in the group stage. Not in the last 16.
O sea, en la fase de grupos...
Yep.
En la fase de grupos puede haber gomas muertas.
Uh-huh.
O sea, puede haber gomas muertas.
There are never, ever dead rubbers in the last 16, the quarterfinals, the semi-final, and certainly not in the final.
Oh, that could be a very good clue.
Yeah.
So, when you are playing in the group, from time to time, if there are two very good teams and the other two they are not good, or one of them is very bad, in the last in the last match, maybe you're going to play the game, but it's the same, the result, because everything is decided. So when you say, I am going to ask you, when you say that a game is a death rubber, could be that there is nothing in game, o sea, no hay nada en juego, como diríamos aquí, da igual el resultado porque ya está todo decidido.
That's
true.
absolutely correct.
That's true. Yeah,
Absolutely
I'm going to
correct.
win.
I cannot believe this.
That's rubber.
That's
I love it. That's rubber.
unbelievable that you got that. That's unbelievable.
No, the clue was very good.
It was okay. It was okay, but it wasn't that good. I thought you were going to say that a dead rubber was like a bad team or something. That was what I was hoping you were going to say. But no, absolutely. A dead rubber is a match that doesn't matter. You get them at the end of the Champions League group stage. You get them at the end of the league, for example.
Yeah.
Imagine there are two teams. I can't think of any examples. I haven't looked at the La Liga table recently.
Yeah, in the 11th position, but you are the last one is a 4 point, and the other one a 4 point. You are going to win or lose or draw. You are going the same position, and
it's the last game of the season, and the team who is 11th plays against the team, or play against the team who are 14th. Nobody's going to get relegated. Nobody's going to qualify for the Europa League. It's a dead rubber, is what we say.
Rubber.
So you can say it's a dead rubber. And they're the matches that nobody really wants to watch. They don't mean anything.
No hay nada en juego.
No hay nada en juego.
No hay nada en juego. Death rubber, goma muerta. Me
Goma
encanta.
muerta, yeah, dead rubber. It's just like, ugh.
Es goma muerta.
Yeah, muerta, yeah. It's just pointless.
I like it. I'm going to use it.
That's very good. Fantastic. Rubén, that's a well-deserved victory. A very well-deserved victory. It's absolutely fantastic. Really, really well done. Now, fantastic. Once again, I'm the loser, but I've learned so much in this section, as always. Okay, now it's time to have a look at what's been happening in the world of football in recent days, and that means that it's time for this week's press review.
Press review.
Okay, now lots of interesting portadas, front covers. Lots of interesting covers or headlines, we could say. I don't really know where to start. I think we'll start with this expression, dar calabazas, because I really like it. So there's an article.
In Spain, you have two meanings of dar calabazas. One of them is when you are going to try something with a girl or
a boy.
Or a boy, depends on what you like. And he or she tells you, no.
Yeah.
That's have another preference.
Yeah.
And another meaning is when you have a qualifications, a very bad qualifications in an exam.
Like bad marks, maybe. Bad marks, like malas notas.
Una mala nota es darte calabaza.
Sacar malas notas is to get bad marks or to receive bad marks.
Y esto viene porque la calabaza siempre ha sido un objeto no muy popular. Sobre todo porque muchas veces en el pasado la gente prefería vaciarla y utilizarlo de recipiente antes que comérselo.
Yeah, it's true that in France they make like pies and things like that with and they use the the pumpkin,
Yeah,
we say
like a base.
calabaza, as a base or as a container. It's true.
exactly.
And we use it at Halloween, obviously. It's famous at Halloween. So, yeah, it's not a very attractive thing. In Africa, it is. In Senegal, for example, they cook a lot with pumpkin. If you eat Senegalese food, it's very good. Anyway, it's nothing to do with Senegal.
No.
The title is, in Spanish, we've actually taken a Spanish article, Rafinha le da calabazas al Leeds United. Okay, so what's he talking about here? He's not talking about buenas notas.
I know,
He's not talking about
I know
marks.
an expression similar to that. I don't know if we can use it. I translate it like Rafinha gave Alex United the axe.
The axe.
Can you say that?
No, that is to despedir a alguien.
Okay.
That's to fire somebody, is to give someone the axe. That's a very good expression as well. For example, Koeman was given the axe in October or November.
It's another way to say sack, fire, etc. Okay.
To give someone the axe, it's like that. You know, they're going to give you the axe. So it's nothing to do with that. Le da calabazas a Leeds United. We would say to knock, again,
Knock.
like that, to knock back. Like espalda.
Darte, como tocarte la espalda.
Think of it more like a boxing thing, okay? So to knock, think of a knockout, to knock somebody like that, to knock back. So it's almost like pushes them away, okay? So it's a bit more like when you're trying something with a girl or a boy in a nightclub, for example. You say to give you a cobra.
Sí,
as
no
well,
te
¿no?
hacer la cobra,
Hacer
que
la
es
cobra.
cuando echas el cuello hacia atrás esquivando un beso. principalmente.
Exactly. Well, in English, we would say to knock back somebody. Yeah, when you try to kiss somebody and they knock you back.
Knock back.
That knock back, yeah.
Okay.
Or to receive a knockback. Yeah, I got knocked back. In Scotland, we used to say K-bead as well. Knocked back. K-bead, yeah. I got K-bead. And it's the same if you're trying to go into a place or something, or if you're going for a job. You can say, I got K-bead from the club, or I get K-bead from that job. I get knocked back from that job. So Rafinha knocks back Leeds United basically means he rejects the offer. Rechaza la oferta.
Yes.
He rejects the offer of Leeds United. He knocks back the offer from Leeds United, and they believe he might be going to Barcelona again. Because obviously he's been there for a long time, hasn't really been playing, but maybe it looks like he doesn't want to stay at Leeds. He wouldn't want to go to Leeds United. So, I think Barcelona is where he said he wants to be, sort of thing. So, there we go. Yeah, he knocks back Leeds United. Jesse Marsh now, and there's another Leeds United story. I think we've got a little audio here, and we're going to teach the expression tomarse algo a broma. Tomarse algo a broma, which is to laugh something off. So, Nacho, if you can put on the audio in just a second, we're going to show Jesse Marsh laughing off criticism of his accent. Let's listen.
I would hope that in this moment that people would respect that I'm not just an American football coach, that there's more to it than that. And in the end, if the team performs well, then I think they'll be accepting of my terrible accent.
Okay, so this is very funny. A few weeks ago, we were talking about the fact that we don't see very many American coaches in Europe.
Yeah, well, true.
Obviously, they exist because, America's a big country, a big sporting country, and soccer, as they call it, is becoming more and more popular. However, there aren't many American coaches in Europe. So the British press have been burlándose de él. They've been making fun of him because of his accent. Particularly as well because there's a television show at the moment called Ted Lasso. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's on Amazon Prime, and it's a television series, a comedy series about an American football, like NFL coach who goes to manage in England. And then in real life, they have this guy who comes to manage Leeds United. And Leeds is very typical Northern English club, So it seemed like a clash of interest. But he's doing a very good job. They're doing really well, and I really loved what he was saying. I think he said if the team perform well, si el equipo tiene un buena actuación, buen rendimiento, I think that the fans will be accepting. To be accepting is like, I don't know, comprensivo.
Sí, lo entenderán.
Lo entenderán. They'll be accepting, they'll be understanding, or they'll accept me, me van a aceptar. A pesar de mi acento terrible, asqueroso, basically. Yeah, so they'll be accepting of me despite my terrible accent. I thought it was very funny. Yeah. So he has a good sense of humour, I think, Jesse.
Yeah.
Marsh, which is, you have to have a sense.
It's very important.
A good sense of humour. Very good. The third article, just again, third and fourth articles were this idea about what's been happening in Spain. Bale will play for Wales. Jugará en la selección galesa. Yeah, he will play for Wales. And an Irish guy that he is on Twitter very often, his name's Brendy Boyle. He lives in Spain. I think he lives up in Galicia now. But he always posts things about the Spanish press and translates it into English. And he was talking about the fact that Marca are always criticising Gareth Bale. The headline of Marca, I think it was Marca, was "Ya no le duele." Ya no le duele.
It doesn't hurt anymore.
Exactly, it doesn't hurt anymore. This is a reference to the fact that Bale was injured. Okay, according to Marca, it's this. Okay, apparently Bale was injured, entre comillas, in inverted commas, which makes me think about this thing. It's very rare. It's not very common at all in England to question a player's injury. We don't do it in the English League, the Scottish League, or the Irish League, Welsh League. We just don't do it. If a player's injured, he's injured. You believe him. Do we do that in Spain?
You have to understand, in Spain is the area of the Buscón, the Lazarillo de Tormes, the Picaresca. You know that kind of words.
Picaresca,
so
yeah.
Obviously someone is
Picaresque,
injured.
you
Yeah,
say in
you can
English,
think, okay, maybe there is a possibility that is not true.
But where's the lack of trust? La falta de confianza, the lack of trust in this country. Why do we not trust? If somebody says
especially
you're injured,
against Bale.
Yeah, against Bale.
Bale.
It's true that Bale has been injured a lot, but like we always just say, "Oh, that's bad luck, mala suerte, mala pata." Bad luck, yeah. He's had no luck. He's had rotten luck. That's a good way to say
Yeah, but
mala.
the other
mala
day
suerte.
in the match between Real Madrid and Barcelona, Bale wasn't on the stadium like Benzema, Mendy,
Watching the game.
watching the game,
Yeah.
and he wasn't able to play 3 days ago, and now in the cover of Marca, he's jumping and laughing.
Yeah, exactly. But that's manipulation, I think. Saying, "Ya no le duele."
Maybe a little bit.
Listen, he's a professional football player. If he wants to play, of course he wants to play. That's my opinion. I trust people because they're professionals at the end of the day. But it seems that in Spain, it's just they don't get it. The other brilliant headline, Milagro de Gales, like the miracle of Wales.
Miracle of Wales.
Yeah, the Welsh miracle. It's just interesting that the lack of trust that we see. But maybe I think with Bale, he doesn't. You could say he doesn't help himself sometimes because he's playing golf and all that, and he laughs about the situation. But I'm when Bale leaves, I'm going to miss the Marca versus Bale guerra, the war between Marca and Bale. It was really good. And the last one, Ancelotti accepts that it was his fault. He says, "Le he dicho a mis jugadores que la culpa es mía." Now, people always make mistakes when they translate this into English. La culpa es mía, you say?
It's my fault.
It's my fault. Yeah, exactly. If you want to say la culpa es suya, de él, for example, what would you say?
It's his fault.
It's his fault, okay. Never, ever, ever say the fault is mine or the culpability is mine. No, it's my fault. To be someone's fault, that's how you translate that.
Even the same, my fault.
My fault, exactly.
My fault.
Yeah. If you're playing football and you play a bad pass,
It's my fault.
my fault. My fault. La culpa es mía. Mea culpa, I think is what Ancelotti said, to use the Latin phrase. Stoichkov actually had a different point of view. He said that it wasn't so much to do with the tactics that Barcelona won. It was more to do with the attitude. He said, "Vi el calentamiento de los dos equipos." I saw the warm-up of the two teams. Y las caras eran totalmente diferentes. And the faces were completely different. Unos concentrados y otros con risas, bromas, taconcitos.
Haciendo filigranas.
Haciendo filigranas, exactly. So I wanted to translate. Risas would be laughter. Or laughs. Jokes, you could say,
Jokes.
bromas. Taconcitos.
Back heels.
Little back heels.
Little back heels.
Little back heels. So, like, I think taconazo is like a back heel, is what we say for a goal. For example, Luis Suarez
Yeah,
scored
you can see un taconazo.
Yeah.
Well,
like
yes.
that's to score a back heel goal. But taconcitos, it's like
Taconcitos.
little back heels. Showboating. Again, that's how I would translate that, showboating. And I don't know. You think? I think me and you agree that it was more the tactics. of
I
Ancelotti.
wasn't able to see the warm up, but
Me neither.
But obviously, it depends on how starving you are.
Yeah.
If you are starving and you want to eat
Yeah.
you are going to give everything. If you don't need because you're full and your belly is full, you don't need it.
Yeah, that's it. So there has to be a hunger in these games for it to work. Absolutely. Really good. Very interesting press review. Now, we don't have too much time left, so it's time to finish the programme, as always, by giving you the clues for next week's Mystery Player.
Mystery Player.
Okay, we are going at contrarreloj. We're going against the time, so very quickly.
Okay, well, very quickly, we
let's
are
go
going
here.
to show the picture in Twitch. There.
There we go.
Clue number one. He played in his native country, Spain and Italy.
Very good. He played in his native country. We won't tell you what one it was, but he played in his native country, Spain and Italy. Clue number two. He won the league and the cup in Spain and Italy. Okay, so he won the league and the cup in Spain and Italy. This is as a player. Okay?
Yeah,
The
good
league and the
job.
cup.
He had a famous incident involving Julen Guerrero, and you can see in Twitch they are playing against Schuster too.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, so that's kind of gives you a clue of the time that he played at, and he had a famous incident involving Julen Guerrero. Clue number four: he's won 2 La Liga titles as manager. That's a massive clue. I think is a massive clue here. He's won 2 La Liga titles as a manager. And clue number 5.
And Romario once punched him.
Very
Le
good.
dio un puñetazo.
Yeah, that's it. Like pegar un puñetazo is to punch somebody. In English, sometimes they say to lamp somebody as well, like lámpara.
Mm-hmm.
To lamp somebody is to like pegar un puñetazo. So Romario once lamped him.
Yeah, this is the Mystery Player 99. The next year, we are going to...
Next week,
we are going to sortear,
raffle.
We're going to raffle un speak football among everybody who knows who is the Mystery Player number 100.
That's it. Yeah, 100 episodes. So if you think you know, write to us and you have the chance of winning a book. Okay, we're going to raffle the book. So if you think you know the answer, write into us on Twitter at speak_football_ and you can maybe win yourself a book if you guess the correct Mystery Player. Thanks to all of you who joined us here on Twitch and on the radio. Remember, if you listen to on the radio, stick around and listen to Richard Vaughan, which starts in a few minutes. Thanks for joining us as always, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.